Second place at YCS Philly. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So he got Chaos Dragon. He got second place with, and this is your second YCS.
My second YCS. The first one was actually the 75th Edison, so that was just when I was shown a jump right before it turned into YCS. I haven't played at a YCS since. I judged the last one at Philly, and I wanted to play in this one, and I just made the call on Dragons because they're so fucking broken.
So yeah, so what made you decide to play Dragons, and how long have you been testing that before?
I've been testing them for probably about a month now. And it was mostly just the constant Dino Rabbit topping. Like even if you have a good matchup against Dino, they're consistent enough to constantly get into top spots.
I lost it too.
Yeah, and like it can happen even if it's a good matchup. So I wanted to run a deck that gave me the best chance of winning against Rabbit possible, and it ended up working out. I played 4 Rabbits in Swiss. I played 3 through top 32. Top 32 I played in Zectors, and then I played Rabbit up to the Chaos Dragons finals. And if you guys watch the feature match, I do misplay game 2. You can blame whatever you want. Yeah, I messed up. It was the only misplay I made all weekend, and I don't care.
Well, you got pretty far.
It really didn't even matter.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's start. It's fairly early.
Alright, so obviously your 3 light pulsars is fucking busted. This thing, I almost think he needs to get hit. He's so easy to recur, and he's just so good. You need him. And plus, him being bigger than Lagi and Dolph is always great.
Yeah.
2 Dark Flare. You can underestimate him all you want, but he can fix up your graveyard however you need. Plus he's dark, plus he's 24. I mean, he's also pretty good. And I mean, the deck runs 9 monsters that summon just by banishing a light and a dark, and it is not hard to get those conditions. 2 Darkness Metal.
Commons?
Yeah.
On purpose.
It's actually to be ironic. Because I couldn't get the Ultras, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm doing the common
You did forget to ask me for Ultras. I have Ultras.
Oh, well, whatever. Anyway, so the Darkness Metals you don't want to have... I mean, I've seen people run 3, but I run 2 because you don't want to really draw it that much. You just kind of get it... You either get it in the grave, or you banish it with your second Wyvern or whatever. And... like right before we started, I had 3 Eclipse Wyvern. I just chopped it down to 2 because the only one that's really important grab with this is the Dark Arm, which is the next one. You get the Dark Armed off, you get it in your hand, and you know fix up your graveyard. You use all your Chaos monsters to make sure you got your free darks, and you win the game. It's that, and he's super easy to get out in this deck. So I'm also running Judgment Dragon. This is sort of more based off of the one that Alex King did with in Dallas, where he's running more light swords. He's running this guy and Phantom Chaos. It just opens up a lot of really explosive plays game 1, and I usually keep that kind of stuff in against Insectors. Against Dinos, though, like I get a good game 1 on them because I can get a good first turn off. But usually game 2 and 3, I side out some of the weirder Lightsworn stuff and just kind of keep to the normal.
How many times did you summon JD this turn?
I summoned him once with his own effects, but I used Phantom of Chaos like 3 times for his effect. Usually you can grab him with Eclipse Wyvern, and he's a light monster. I pitched him for Light Pulsar more often than not. Obviously BLS, because if
he's
you're not
broken.
running him, I don't know why. 3 Chaos Sorcerer. Sometimes I prefer top decking this guy just because he's level 6. The banishment and whatnot, but I mean, the rank 6 succeeds you can go for in this deck get kind of bananas sometimes. I think
Bouncer is amazing.
Yeah, the only reason I won against Joe in top 4 is because I got Bouncer off in the first game. I tried for the second game and he still ended up winning that one.
If you use Bouncer and negate Rabbit, can they still just pop it?
They can still banish it, yeah.
But they won't
get the effect because he negates things that apply on the field, yeah. So basically they sit there and can't really do much. The Lightsworns, 3 Lila. The deck doesn't run MSTs. That's your MST.
They put in so much work.
Yeah.
So good.
Obviously, you side more copies over out in the mirror. You only keep 1 in for that Future Fusion if you need to. But honestly, if they get the Future Fusion right away, you're probably going to lose the game. The mirror is not... It's just not nice when you get the Future Fusions. 3 Raikos. Raiko... I honestly saved my ass more times than I can count. It's just that good. You just got to be careful when you play it. Aaron, Jane, Lumina.
Just 1 Lumina.
Fixes graveyards, gets over Kaiko and the 1900 beaters like Thunder King and stuff like that. Gets rid of Zenmane, Sangan, and like late game sets where they're either desperate or trying to get stuff off. Like all 3 of these guys help me in different ways. I wouldn't cut any of them. I would side ones out. Like I would side them out if I didn't need them or whatever. Yada yada. Tour guide. Alex King did well without using tour guides. That doesn't mean tour guide's not good. Tour guide's fucking broken. I don't care if it gets spec failure. That's more of this stuff that's not getting failure.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
Have you tried without the Judgment Dragon build and with? And
I
you
have.
Just prefer the Judgment
I
Dragon
have.
build?
I just prefer having that weird surprise factor game on. It's just, I don't know, it's neat. I'm fiddling around with, actually, I kind of want to try Prime Material Dragon now.
Yeah, I want to try that too.
Yeah, because I didn't think about Chainburn as a possibility, but shut it down.
I was going to side one just for Chainburn.
And obviously the Sangan. One Trooper I was trying to fit two in, but the second Trooper ended up becoming Honest. Good, very good. I can't really say much more, but it won me games. Like, it just did. it opens up possibilities. Like, if you watch the feature match for the finals, like, he had game, but he attacks with Blackluster into an Eclipse Wyvern, so I dropped Honest, and he's got all these monsters. I can't turn around the game, but it was still fun as hell. Phantom of Chaos. Not just JD, there's so many monsters in this deck that you can banish for Phantom of Chaos and just be good. And if you banish him, like, constant Tour Guide Leviair into him when you need it, you can get there. Doors, because doors.
He saved your ass?
One Veiler?
One Veiler.
What?
One Veiler.
How the hell did you get second place in this tournament?
One Veiler, and it was more of a gut call than anything because I did have two Veilers, but I went with one Veiler because I wasn't really afraid of Dino after testing. And not only that, but I mean, windups are going to get me game one more often than not, and I didn't even run into them. So in Zectors, I can just do a bunch of damage right away. The mirror match, like, I just kind of want to do more damage than they're doing to me, and that's sort of what my Honest is for. I mean, I would side them in if the matchup was right, but, like, the game one, I just needed to be more aggro, and that's why I'm running the stuff like the JD. So, you got your spells, Heavy, Charge, Allure, Future Fusion, Charge should probably get there. 3 solar recharges, Dark Hole and Monster Reborn, the standard setup. Obviously, you don't need the MCs. The side deck is where it gets interesting, because the first thing in there are, obviously, the 2 Veilers. It's not like I'm not saying Veilers is important. It's very fucking important. It's just that you don't necessarily need to main it for game one. Game one, the surprise factor one. I only lost 2 game ones in the finals, or, well, besides the matches I lost. Wait, let me do a head count. I lost against Final Countdown, day one. I lost that game one. I lost game one against Inzectors in top 32. I lost game one against the finals, obviously. But that was really it. Like, a lot of this aggro stuff is just getting me.
So, did you win the majority of your dice rolls against Rabbit? Or
No.
You just had...
I
so
lost.
When they go
I lost
Dolka
almost
turn
everything.
one, what do you do?
Well, half of them didn't even go Dolka first turn. Sometimes they went locking it, but like Dolka negate stuff, you just get a monster bigger than them. And like if they usually have like 1 or 2 back rows, like you can just eat through that back row and then finally kill the Dolka. And then they're sitting there like trying to make plays to get over your 25 recurring beats that took you no effort to get out. It's just that good against Dino. I played 4 in Swiss and 3 in top 32. I mean, you do have to play well, decide well still. Electric Fires, Mirror, Dragons, or Dinos, good. Max C's, don't use them. Don't use them. I put them in because I didn't have enough testing against Windup and I was afraid of them. Didn't even run into them. Didn't side it in against anybody else. I mean, I guess you can use it against Windup for 6 damage.
What about Heretics, too?
Yeah, Heretics.
I mean, 3 Veiler, 2 Maxi.
But
I just put the Maxis in.
The Maxis won't affect Heretics.
I mean, I didn't put these in the whole weekend. So.
No, they're immune to it.
They'll stop their combo.
Can't chain or something?
You can play the Maxi, or you can play the Veiler on top. Well, you can do it on a Tome.
No. When they tribute they got for Sue, then you use the Veiler.
It will not work. It will not work
The
on a
Maxi?
attributed. Oh, you said Veiler.
I meant Maxi, and then you
Yeah,
draw
the Maxi's
summon
fine.
God, and then they switch to summon again.
Maxi is fine. Veiler will not.
Whatever.
But they can just go
Soul
bounce.
Taker, it's basically better smashing, causes like Pulsar, Shining to miss the timing. And at one point today, I got rid of a Dolka with it when they had Gores up, so I'm like, oh, well, smashing would have been worse there too.
You know what's ironic? The guy on there looks a lot like Love.
Yeah. 3 MSTs, 2 Forbidden Chalice. I love this against Executives, I really do. Because it's like extra Veilers, basically. And the Royal Decrees. And that's it.
So why wouldn't you use like Fiendish instead of Chalice?
Fiendish? I like that Chalice can give me an edge in the mirror too. It can make my monster slightly bigger than theirs.
Also, since it acts more like Veiler, you can hit it on Rabbit and they won't get their effect.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, damage step is great.
And it doesn't require a set.
So,
like I can
There's a lot of
Decrees? What did you do? Should I do Decree against Rabbit?
I would side 1 in against Rabbit for the games that I'm going first, but then side it out if I'm going second. But I mean, I honestly can't say whether or not it worked against him because I didn't see it in any of the games that I sided it in. Like, I don't know, it's tough to tell. Extra, the tour guide targets, the Stroke in Utopia. I did go for him. Card surprises people for some reason. I don't know how you don't know.
Queen Dragon Dijin.
The super from the new set. I just didn't get one. I hardly got anything from the new set.
I only used it once the whole tournament, but it got me a few light points.
Yeah. I chose Tyrus in case I got him. I want to replace him with a different synchro option. Probably Armory Arm. Yeah, like Armory Arm.
Oops.
Your rank 6s. Amazing. Gets rid of things like Reaper, which I only did once, but you never know. And this is just to get rid of other people's bouncers, which actually did help me in the mirror. And then 3 synchro targets, Scrapdragon, Stardust, and Black Rose. Scrapdragon actually won me my top 8 feature match, because without him he would have been left with too much stuff, and he had to kill either Dad or him. And of course, I've yeah, if I was gonna change anything, I'd take the Tears out for freaking Armory on because I could have.
You wouldn't change your main
I could have used it. Would it?
You wouldn't change your main deck at all?
I think after playing this whole weekend, I don't think I would change the main deck. I would change a lot of the side though, because a lot of the side was experimental stuff, and that's what's stupid about this deck. Like you can run a lot of stuff on the side that's weird, and nobody will know the difference. Because those Max Cs could have been anything.
I think like one of the hardest things to do is figuring out what to side out because so much of the engine is necessary.
Yeah, and like some of the weird stuff would go out. Like against Downer Rabbit, I'd side out like a Solar Recharge, the weirder Light Sworns, like Aaron and Lumen. I'd keep Jane in because they like Kaiku, and Kaiku screws instead.
Put Raikos in.
I would take 1 Raiko out because I like it against Lagia, but it doesn't mean nothing against Dolka.
So against Rabbit, you set in like 3 MST and like what else?
My usual side against Rabbit, it would be Soul Takers, these, and it depends I would actually just do 2 MSTs. For whatever reason, all the Rabbits I played weren't running like they didn't do heavy back row except for the top 8 feature match. Most of them were like 2 at a time, 3 at a time, maybe something like that. Stuff I could burn. So, yeah, I know. It would depend if I'm going first. Like these would always be in here, but if I'm going second, I like the Veilers. If I'm going first, I like the Royal Decree. It would basically like swap between these 2. That's really it. I mean, I would have such a strong game 1 against Rabbit that even if I lost the second game, I'd get to go first, game 3, get my mill, get a big monster on the field, and watch them burn up cards as I keep a monster that is so easy to bring back.
So are you taking this to Nationals?
I'm thinking about it, but I'm probably going to change a lot because who knows how the meta's going to change between now and then.
I mean, I don't think much is coming out really though, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't mean the game isn't going to change.
True. All right. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for your time, bud.
Yeah, no problem.